And what's up, everybody? I'm back with another movie review, and today I'm going to be reviewing Scary Movie 3, released in 2003. Continuing on with the Scary Movie movies marathon that we recently just did. This is the point where I think in Scary Movie 2, they were testing the waters with David Cross, Tim Curry, Beetlejuice, all that about what they could do as far as getting A-list actors into a movie, even if it was for a small amount of time. This is a movie where they really turned it up. And this was the first of the movies in the series that I had actually seen parts of before watching it fully. So, also kind of know where I knew where I was going. So anyways, got a lot of thoughts on this movie. Let's just jump right into it, shall we? First off, Charlie Sheen. It's the first time we can see Charlie Sheen in this movie, in these movies. Not the last time, but it is the first. It's kind of wild that he's just like barely in this movie, and he's actually like a pretty calm character. It's like, okay, cool. It's like, I don't know, I mean, like it was Charlie Sheen in his prime, and again, like they did with David Cross and Tim Curry, I feel like he was underutilized. But knowing that he comes back for future movies, we'll save talk on him for a little bit later. But he's not in this movie a whole lot. I mean, he gets into the fight with Michael Jackson. Yes, Michael Jackson is in this movie. And they really dig into him. This was right in the middle of his big trial, allegations and all that sort of stuff. So they really touch on that, as well about his prosthetics and everything like that. So that's really where Charlie Sheen's in the movie the most. He's kind of just there for other stuff in the plot, except for maybe the end, I guess. By the way, this movie's parody was The Ring, as well as another one, I think, but it was, I think, mostly The Ring. Let me make sure I got my notes correct here. Yeah, this is definitely the one with The Ring. So, bear in mind. Because there is no plot to these movies at this point anymore. Like, this movie has, like, no fucking plot. They are jumping from one part to the next thing. There's times, like, the main, quote-unquote, main plot of this movie, they don't touch on between like the 20-minute mark of this movie and the last 10 minutes. They don't touch on it really at all. And I'm just like, why are we supposed to focus on this part of the movie if it doesn't even matter? Like, it's not, at this point, it was getting less about horror, and they were more trying to dive into character development. And then they kind of threw the horror in when they needed to, like, it's the horror in when they needed to. Like, the first half of this movie is mostly just about this guy trying to make himself a rap career, and you get Anthony Anderson and Kevin Hart in here. By the way, Anthony Anderson and Kevin Hart have some great chemistry. I'd love to see more work with those two together, because it was really cool. Dreads on Anthony Anderson don't work very well. I will point out that. But I think he does a great job in this movie, and so does Kevin Hart. This is also not the last time we see either of those actors in this movie, and these movies. Anyways, this other guy is trying to make a career for himself. Got fucking Simon Cowell making a cameo in this fucking movie. Why? I don't know. He's in it for maybe 30 seconds. There's a ton of racism in this movie. I think this is by far the most racist movie out of the 5. And it's this whole rap scene in the first like third of the movie is where most of that comes from. And then of course you have the Michael Jackson scene, which came out of nowhere. You have the random news scenes. Those are really funny. I like the news scenes, because this girl Anna Faris is back, and I guess she's still the quote unquote main character, and she works at a fucking she doesn't work at the she's blonde now, and she's like trying to get a job, because like the first one she's in high school, I think. The second movie she's in college, in this one, she's like out of college and now working and stuff. So it's weird. It's very weird. Her role in this movie is very much, I guess, downgraded. I mean, it's like a third her, a third the guy, and half Charlie Sheen, and then half everything else. Out of that third, so like a quarter Charlie Sheen, a quarter everything else, is the breakdown of this movie, and it's a little weird. There's a lot of, they definitely, like I said, take a lot more risks for what they put into these movies as far as like pop culture references, jokes, and I said it was about The Ring. I mean, yeah, there's the whole thing with the video and then watching the video, which then causes everybody to start dying, and then you have, of course, like their interactions with the TV, and they're slapping the TV, and then the girl who was supposed to be dead at the end of the second movie, by the way. In fact, this is her third time, or no, she dies in the last movie, comes back to life, and then gets killed again, quote unquote, killed again in this movie by the Ring Girl. And then we get a whole scene at the end with the listening to the Ring Girl. It's a wild fucking scene. But really, outside of the thing with the videotape, there's not a whole lot of real attachment to the Ring. Like, at least with the first movie, with Scream, they were, parodying it, and they were putting a satirical take on it, but at a core, they were still pretty faithful to Scream. There's a lot of references to it. There was a lot of lines that they either twisted or even kept the same and just delivered in a different way. There was a lot of similar set pieces. Here, there's really none of that at all. I mean, you have the videotape stuff, and, they stay somewhat faithful to it, but not really. If I didn't know the premise of The Ring, I would have no idea what they were trying to base it off of. Whereas, I've never really seen Scream, but I know that they were parodying Scream because they did such a good job of parodying it. So, I mean, I guess that's really all I have to say about this movie. It's not a good movie. This is another honorable mention at best in the worst movies list. It might also crack the list. I might put it tied with the first movie. It is fucking terrible. It has no plot to it. Again, Charlie Sheen in his prime, just completely underutilized. There's racism is off the charts, and there's just no faithfulness or really any fucking reason for any concrete shit in this movie. When there's no plot to a movie, it's gonna suffer. This movie does not have a plot. So, yay. I would rather just, if I had a choice between a movie in 2003, I'd just pick Finding Nemo at this point. I mean, come the fuck on, people. Let's go. Like, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this review. If you've seen Scary Movie 3, let me know your thoughts about it in the comment section down below. That's going to do it for this video as well, so stay tuned for much more amazing content, including more movie reviews and other awesome stuff. And until next time, I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.